Okay, good evening, everyone. I'd like to call to order the Code Ordinance Enforcement Board meeting for December 9th, 2025. And at this time, we'll ask our clerk to call the roll, please.
Rodney Davis,
Here.
James Bruce,
Here.
Tyler Young, Tony Meacham,
Here.
David Howe.
Here.
Calvin Brooks, Connie McGahee, and Mark Graham.
Here. Okay, we have a quorum. So at this time, would everyone please stand with me as we say the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Okay, next on our agenda is approval of the minutes. Our last meeting that took place on October the 14th, 2025. Board members received a copy of those minutes in the mail. And at this time, we'll entertain a motion to approve those minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
There's been motion and second. Any questions on the motion? All in favor, let me know by the sign of aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, the ayes have it. Okay, any reports from the fire department and staff? Okay. All right, next on our agenda is public hearings. We have 3 cases on our agenda tonight that we'll be discussing. But before we get into those cases, I do have some procedures I need to share with everyone that we're going to follow for tonight's cases. So if you bear with me as I go through those procedures. Okay, once again, good evening, everyone. My name is Rodney Davis. I am the chairman of the City of Hopkinsville Code Ordinance Enforcement Board. The purpose of this board is to protect, promote, and improve the health, safety, and welfare of citizens residing within the City of Hopkinsville. If a board member perceives a potential conflict with hearing a case, he or she shall recuse themselves from the case and will not discuss their disposition. When your name is called, please come forward. Speak loudly and clearly because we are required to record all proceedings from these hearings. You are here tonight because you received the citation and chose to appear before the board instead of paying the fine imposed on the citation. You have the right to confront and cross-examine any witnesses that might appear here against you. You have the right to call your own witnesses to testify on your behalf and to introduce any physical evidence you feel pertinent to this case. You have the right to have an attorney. If you wish to hire one to represent you, let me know, and I will request the board postpone your case and enable you to do so. I have the right as chairman of the board to limit the amount of testimony which is presented. That shall be done when I determine that certain testimony is irrelevant or is repetitive. This is not the same as a court of law, and legal rules of evidence do not have to be followed. This is similar to an administrative hearing, and the requirements for the introduction of evidence is not as stringent as in a court of law, but they are nonetheless just as important to ensure a just decision. You shall be afforded all rights which are of fundamental importance to comply with due process standards of fairness and justice. The burden of establishing a violation occurred rests with the city. If the city cannot prove a violation took place, no fine or remedial measures may be imposed. After all the evidence and testimony have been introduced, and the hearing has been closed, the board will make a decision. The board will decide whether or not a violation of a local ordinance has been committed. If the board determines no violation was committed, then this board will enter an order dismissing the citation. If the board determines that a violation did take place, the board will enter an order upholding the citation and will order you to pay a fine in an amount up to the maximum authorized by ordinance and may order you to remedy the violation within a specified period of time. In cases involving unsafe structures, the board, as part of its decision and written order, may additionally make a provision for the offender to cure the violation within a period of time not to exceed 90 days, pursuant to HCO 33.188F. Except in cases of default, any final order issued by the board may be appealed to the Christian District Court. The appeal must be filed no later than 30 days from the date the board issues its final order. The case in front of the district court will be limited to a review of the record created before this board. If there are any questions at this time, please feel free to ask. Any no questions? Okay, so we're going to call our first case. Code officer is Mr. Mark DeArmond. It's case number CEBPM-25-11-006. It's the Martha Green Estate. Is someone here to represent the Martha Green Estate? Okay, you are? Okay. Okay, sir, can I just have you stand? I'm gonna go ahead and swear you both in, and then we're gonna let the code officer give his presentation, and we'll call you forward. If you raise your right hand, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? If so, say I do.
I do.
Okay, thank you. Sir, you can have a seat. Okay, before you get started, can you state your full name, employer, and position for the record?
Mark DeArmond, Code Enforcement Officer with the Hopkinsville Fire Department.
Okay, Mr. DeArmond, will you tell us about this case in front of us?
Yes, sir. November the 5th, 2025, we got a call to go to 204 East 19th Street. This was following a police activity on a call that they received with a disturbance going on inside. We have been to this house before, but exterior issues, and during our discussion, they told us that there's some things in there that we need to see, and that the back door would be unlocked. So the inspection occurred once the police finished their activity on November the 5th. This photo shows the house from the Google Street View taken in July 2023. The PVA records show that the Martha Green Estate is the owner of the property at 204 East 19th Street, and that is the mailing address for this property. Prior to the November the 5th, we've had other complaints at this property. It started in April 21st, 2025, about the condition of the yard and the exterior of the house. So a notice of violation was issued for an exterior basic property maintenance violations. Shortly after that, on May the 7th, Mr. Charles Motley, who is the grandson of Ms. Green, called and asked for the details regarding the notice of violation that was issued, and he and I, by phone, talked about those items and what needed to be done. And a few days later, on the 27th of May, did a follow-up inspection, and the majority of the things were done, enough so that the notice of violation was abated. Another complaint came in a couple months later. Again, the exterior, the trash and the debris in and around the yard. This house, by the way, has been victim to a lot of trespassers and people around breaking in, homeless, whichever, and has caused a lot of issues with the condition of this property, because Mr. Motley does not live at this house. So an exterior citation this time was issued in the end of July for, again, exterior basic property maintenance violations. Mr. Motley and I had another conversation about the conditions on August the 18th, another inspection in October 23rd, and which caused another citation for the exterior property maintenance. Conditions were not just getting cleaned up. So we're current now so those were the previous cases. Now we're at the case that brings it to an unsafe structure. Again, on November the 5th, following the police activity, and inspection was completed on the interior and exterior. We completed the unsafe structure checklist. It met the criteria as defined for an unsafe structure, and a citation for an unsafe structure was issued. Mr. Motley and I talked on November the 20th because the mailing address goes to that house, and the posting on the house had been removed, and wanted to make sure that he got it. He was not aware of it, so he and I talked about the sequence of events that led up to the inspection on November the 5th and why it went to a citation for an unsafe structure, and encouraged him, if he wanted to speak on the property's behalf, that we talked about the date and the time of the hearing. He also texted Code Enforcement Officer Darnell West during the Thanksgiving to confirm those dates, and Charlie and I talked again yesterday confirming the date and time of this hearing. So on November the 5th, this is what things we found. The exterior of the house, there is some rot, decay, and around the windows that are gone, the siding, the exterior, the back door, the backyard was cluttered with trash and debris. Inside, it's obvious somebody is making themselves at home and living in, both in one room, and then you see in the kitchen area, there was food in the floor in a box along that damaged wall. So on November the 6th, the following day, a notice of citation for an unsafe structure was issued and mailed. It was also run in the local paper, giving them advising that this address, 204 East 19th, which, by the way, is the same as 204 Short 19th Street, all one the same, and about the hearing being held today at this time. The citation was mailed both certified and regular mail. They both were returned. Checking with the utility companies, the water was shut off some 8 months ago. Electricity was turned off last week, and gas had been off some year and a half, April of 2024. The unsafe structure checklist is found in Section 108 of Chapter 163 of the Basic Property Maintenance Code, and that checklist was utilized during this inspection, and found that the foundation had issues. Here are but a couple of areas where the foundation is in question, including the one on the corner where it's also missing the faceplate of the floor joist. Exterior walls, there are holes in and missing sections of the walls. There are some decay, deterioration around the windows and corners of the structure. The front porch is a concrete slab, and it was in good shape, but the soffit and fascia of the roof line over the porch was in decay, as well as the two-by structure that's beneath the roof, supported by the wrought iron, is signs of decay and rot. There's a hole in the front section of the roof. You see it if you see the 1820 South Virginia part of the date, the address being incorrect. There's a hole right there. That's a photo taken in April on an earlier inspection. At some point between April and August, that hole was covered, as you see in the photo taken on November the 5th, and that roof covering, albeit covering the hole, had been weathered to some degree. Most of the windows were broken. If they wasn't broken, they were boarded up, both all around the house and on the back side. You see the window on the back side here is broken. This was the door that was unlocked that we were told that we could enter by the police. Yes.
Would you go back one picture, please?
Sir.
The one on the left, that window, the brown behind it, what is that on the inside? Do you know?
Like a piece of plywood. Where the one in the center?
Yes.
Yes. Center or cardboard kind of cover. Again, trash and debris in the yard. Examples of the walls, this is in one room where there was a fireplace. That's the plaster and lath above the fireplace has got a hole, goes through the other room. The photo on the right is a window that's boarded up, that's plastic on the inside, and the finished wall is shy of the window frame, and a small hole beside it. The ceiling had examples of holes like this. The one on the left does expose itself up to the roof line if it was an attic, the attic area. The breaker box was live at the time of this inspection. Again, power was not disconnected other than a week ago. This photo was taken in November the 5th. Photo in the center, though it's a bit small, there's a electrical wire that dead ends out to the inside the room that is not protected. And we see a lamp that's on in one of the front rooms. Gas was disconnected some year and a half ago, though the meter is still in place. This water jug is equipped with a hose and a shower head that's suspended on that damaged ceiling over the bathtub. The kitchen sink is still in place, though, again, evidence of trespassers inside with dishes in a sink with no water. The checklist we referred to shows 88% on the exterior of the building. 7 of the 8 applicable items were in violation. We did not find any real damage to the floors. What floors we could see, there's a lot of clutter and stuff in the floors. We did not move them, but we saw no soft areas or holes in any of the floors. The handrails on the front, is only 3 steps, so that really wasn't applicable, and it is not a mobile home. So 7 of the 8 items were in violation. Again, the floors on the interior, it's a 1-story structure, so 16 did not apply. The electric meter was still in place and still energized. The structure had some open breaker boxes, a lot of electrical hazards. Gas meter is still in place, and the plumbing was not working. 7 of the 10 applicable items were in violation. No accessory structure. Because of the conditions and over time, there was some deterioration in the structure found, and the primary risk and safety hazard, other than the conditions inside and the trash and debris, was the electrical hazard. So 14 of the 18 overall applicable, 78% overall for the structure. In addition to the previous cases we talked about starting in April of this year, there were 2 violations in 2024, early 2024, for abandoned vehicles. All have been removed except for 1. According to the tax office, there is still $137.16 remaining in taxes, liens of $694 and change, all total $831.86. As of today, the photo of the structure.
Mark, is the trash still out back in the backyard?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just happened to catch my eye on the agenda today in Schedule 8C. There's a citation for violation 163, property maintenance code. Is that the same property? It's listed Martha Green Estate.
Yes.
Okay. And that is for the,
What's on the agenda for the presentation?
no, that's on the agenda, just on the
It's
agenda.
under the default final orders.
Those deal with those other violations, that citation that we looked at back earlier in the year. I'll go back to the timeline if we need to.
That's okay. That's
Yes.
just- Okay.
I don't remember the
early-
months, maybe
Before
July.
you got into the property.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, we looked at it from the exterior only in April, July, it may be August. I'm doing it from memory. And it wasn't until the police activity that we got notified that we was able to get in November.
Thank you.
Yes.
I actually came by this property today, while it was still daylight outside, and the front door standing wide open, and the security halfway off the hinges. Homeless are back in it again.
Okay. So you mentioned having discussions with the Charles Motley. So as far as you know, this is the grandson of the estate owner?
That's right.
Did you have any discussions with Mr. Motley regarding possible abatement and regarding to the unsafe structure, what his options were?
No, sir. He's more interested in, he'll speak for
Just
himself,
being
but
at-
we did
okay.
not get to that point.
Okay, I just wanted
No,
to know if you already had any discussion.
No, sir.
Okay, any other questions from board members? From Mr. DeArmond? Okay, thank you, sir. All right, sir, you mind coming to the podium, please? Okay, sir, could you please state your full name and address for the record?
Charles Motley, 3000 Calvin Drive, apartment B14.
Okay, here in the city,
Yes, sir.
in Hopkinsville, okay. Mr. Motley, what's your relationship to the Martha Green estate?
My grandmother.
That's your grandmother?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you appointed as the executor of the estate? Do you know?
Nah, but I might as well be.
Okay, okay. So it hadn't been through any sort of probate with the courts? Okay, all right, okay. All right, okay, sir. So tell us about this property.
Well, what really happened, I was incarcerated in 2023, so my little brother stayed there. And as I was locked up, a lot of stuff happened, and that's what caused all this, the holes in the walls and stuff. And just over time, it's just, things got old.
Okay. So I know you had discussions with Mr. Yarman regarding this property, and that is, it is an unsafe, it appears to be an unsafe structure. Would you agree that it's,
I mean, I agree, but it's fixable.
okay. So what do you think needs to be done regarding this unsafe structure? Do you have any idea of what?
I just need a little bit more time to fix it, to start on it.
Okay, so your desire is to repair the property?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And once repaired, to occupy the property or sell it or rent it or
Occupied.
to occupy the property? Okay. Well, so this case is before us because it's unsafe, and the city has ordinances in regards to that. And as far as this board, we can only give you a limited amount of time to do what you're requesting.
Correct.
Have you talked to any contractors or looked into what it would take to bring this property up to code?
Yes, sir, I have.
You have, and what did you learn?
It's gonna cost a lot.
It's gonna cost yeah, it's gonna cost a lot. Did they give you any timeline on how quickly it could be brought up to code?
I just went and looked at like individual things like windows and stuff like that.
Okay, okay. So here's our issue, okay? Once this case comes before us, we, like I say, can only give you a limited amount of time to do potential repairs and whatnot. And that's 90 days at the maximum. And in order to bring up the code, you have to submit a plan to the code officers and get their approval of the work that you want to get done and whatever. And it doesn't appear to me that you will be able to get it done in those 90 days. So that being the case, the city can take action to abate the property, which in this case means tear the property down.
Right.
Like I said, it'd be pretty ambitious, but you can try to do that if we were to give you the time, but that doesn't seem realistic. Now, the other thing is you could look to find someone to demolish the property yourself. That may save you a little cost in that manner. But what do you feel about what I just shared with you?
I feel like if I can get the time, I probably can do it.
You believe you can bring it up to code within talking about 90 days?
The only thing I can do is try.
It's not just the windows. I heard you mention the windows,
Yeah, I
but
understand
it's the foundation, it's the roofing, it's the walls, it's the electrical, it's the plumbing. It's a lot of work. Okay. Board members, y'all have any questions for Mr. Motley?
Mr. Motley, you said you've talked to a contractor.
No, I haven't.
You have not talked to
No,
a contractor.
I just went and looked at individual things.
just looking at the property, you know, the roof, you know, you're looking at, what, 5 to 10,000 for a roof? Foundation, you're gonna look at 20, 30,000 to get the foundation back. And then the interior, you have to get the electrical back up to code. The flooring has to be back suitable. Do you have means to be able to do that within 90 days?
Yes, I do.
Mr. Motley, is anybody living in the house that you know of?
We put one person there to fix it, but there's just so many, I don't know what's going on over there right now. I just know it's one person supposed to be in there.
You know, I'm sorry, I didn't understand the last thing you said.
I said it's supposed to be one person in there.
There is supposed to be one person living there.
Correct.
Okay, and do they pay you rent?
No.
Okay. My thought on it is well, Mr. Whelan, do we have any issue about airship or, you know, is there an issue there?
Well, the PVA has the property listed under the estate. There's no estate that's been probated. So the question would be, how many heirs would own the property along with Mr. Motley? I can't answer that question, but that would be something that he might be putting money into property that you don't own 100% of. But obviously, it's my understanding you do have an ownership interest.
Right.
My thought would be that we have a property owner or a gentleman who, you know, verbally is declaring to us that he represents the property owner. In good faith, we're speaking with Mr. Motley, and he's expressed an interest to rehabilitate the property. I think that's within your right to ask for, and that's outlined within the ordinance. And if that's the direction you want to go, I'm inclined to allow that, but it's got to go, you know, through the proper channels. And that would be that within the first 45 days of, like Mr. Chairman said, you've got 90 days to complete the rehab, period.
Correct.
So embedded with that 90 days, you've got 45 to complete and submit a work write-up to code enforcement officer that demonstrates, you know, that you're going to bring it up to compliance. So that's part of your 90 days. And so I guess where I am is I'm inclined to allow him the time that we can give him, in that if we default in that 45-day period, then it defaults to you know, the city would abate. Perfect world, we're not tearing down every structure that comes in here. They get rehabbed. And if you've got an interest in doing that, I'm not inclined to stand in the way of that.
I agree.
But it has to be done.
Correct.
I agree.
Mr. Martin, let me ask you this. Are there any other heirs that would be part of this estate? Do you know of? You have any siblings or others?
No, she got 3 kids, but 2 of them is not here, and one, like my father, he's not going to do nothing.
Okay.
She got 3 other kids, and my auntie is I guess you would say the owner of it. She's the, what is it called?
The executor or the
Yeah, like the, what is it called?
Okay.
Power of attorney.
power of attorney?
Yeah.
Okay.
My
Have you had any discussions with her or any other?
I have, but she is just, I don't know.
They don't want anything to do with it, or?
Probably not.
Okay. Well, I can't agree with the other board members are saying. We can give you the time, but it's going to be a tough hill to navigate and understand. Like Mr. Howell said, if you put money into this, we don't know ownership and all that stuff when it goes through probate, or whether it ever does, whether you truly have the rights to that property, and you may be putting money into something that is not technically yours. I don't know. I'm not an attorney, but you might want to get legal advice on that before you put a lot of money into something, and then
I plan on.
and then someone else come around and say, "Hey, that's mine."
Right.
Okay. Well, unless you have anything else to share, we're going to close the hearing on this case, and we're going to discuss in open session our decision. You have anything else to share?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, sir. You have a seat. Okay, we're going to close the hearing part of this case so the board can deliberate in open session. 2 things we have to discuss. First determine by motion and a second whether or not, excuse me, property is in violation of the ordinance. And the floor is open for discussion.
Mr. Chairman, based on the evidence that was presented, I move that there has been the city has met their obligation and proved a violation has existed.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and properly second. Any questions on the motion? All in favor, let me know by the sign of aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Okay, now we discuss the penalty, and I think the minimum is
$350 to $700.
the minimum is $350. The maximum is $700, and there's a $200 administrative fee. So,
Chairman.
floor is open.
I move that we issue the minimum fine of $350, $200 administrative fee, and that we give Motley 90 days to what do you call that, rehab the house, that is, to bring it up to code on that. And you would also have to have 45 days to submit a work plan to the code enforcement office on that. So you need to work with them. But that's my motion.
Is there a second?
And if he fails to do that, that the city proceed with abatement.
You wanna make it default at 45 days? If the work plan's not done and completed within 45, do you want it to default?
Yes.
That's what I was gonna make clarification. So after the first 45 days, Mr. Motley, if you don't have that plan, it's not approved, the house will be abated.
That's my
Okay,
motion.
is there a second on the motion?
I'll second that.
Okay, it's been moved and properly second. Any questions on the motion? All in favor, let me know by the sign of aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Okay, Mr. Motley, we got some paper you to sign. Okay, we're gonna move, yes, she'll come to you. I'm sorry. We're gonna move forward on our agenda to our next case. Mr. Watkins is the code officer. This case number CE BPM 25-09-003, John and David Pondexter, heirs. Okay, Mr. Watkins,
Yes, sir.
is any of the Pondexters here?
No, sir.
Okay, they're not here, okay. All right, okay, let's first swear you in. Will you raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? If so, say I do.
I do.
Okay, sir, can you please state your full name, your employer, and position for the record?
Jeffrey Watkins, Hopkinsville Fire Department, Codes Department.
Okay, Mr. Watkins, can you tell us about this next case on the agenda?
Yes, sir. 1402 Evans Street was found on September 4th. This property was found during proactive duties. This is the Google Street view taken on June of 2023. The map with the highlighted parcel shows 1402 Evans Street. It's off of East 21st Street. If you'll, the PVA information comes back to Mr. Poindexter John David P. Harris, 2204 Parish Place. Parish Place, the 2202 address is right in front of it.
Say again, hold on, can you go back? So this address is Evans Street, which you have highlighted, correct?
Yes, sir. So then the Parish Place address that is the mailing address is right in front of it.
Oh, okay,
It's just a mailing address.
That is what our information goes to.
okay, I see it, okay,
Yes, sir.
okay.
This is the front view of the address, the right side, the left side, and the back side of the property. The legal notice of today's address, this address was posted in Kentucky New Era. On the right side is the certified mail for the notice of violation and the citation that was sent. Notice of violation was posted on September 5th. The citation was posted on October 23rd. The timeline, the first inspection was conducted on September 4th. Due to an open door and us being out in that neighborhood, we noticed a couple interior and exterior violations. The notice of violation was sent September 5th. On October 1st, I got out and I wanted to see if any work was being done at that time. And I noticed that the notice of violation has been removed off the structure. On October 20th, I got back out at the address to check and make sure any work has been done, which is not. And I noticed that both the side door and the front door is open. I conducted another interior and exterior inspection, which no work has been done. The citation was sent on October 23rd. And tonight's hearing, as of this time, I have not received any communication from the property owner due to the citation and notice of violation that's been sent. Utility termination. The water was disconnected on July 2019. The electric 10 plus years. The gas April of 2015. Chapter 163, basic property maintenance, is where we pull our checklist from, section 108.1. The foundation did show a couple cracks, but it wasn't significant where I did not point it against them. But I would like you to notice on that left side, it is a significant hole where it's a groundhog going underneath the house. The exterior walls had multiple areas where it was showing decay and a couple of holes. If you see in a circle and the pointing at the arrows. On this side, you can see decay. Porch and decking was not counted against them. I didn't see any problems. Handrails was not counted against them. The roof was missing metal roofing. If you take a picture, take a look on that left side where that left window is, this is a picture on the right side of what that room is. So whatever's going on in that roof area causing that sag, it's getting pretty good. The chimney was not applicable. The structure did not have a chimney by any. Windows, the framing and the window sills are in decay. And multiple different window sills. The doors and windows were not secured. The side door at this time was not secured, and the look on the back side, the window was open. Trash and garbage were able to accumulate where they looked like they just threw whatever they tried to replace out in the yard. The structure is not a mobile home, so not applicable. Interior of the structure was accessible due to the side door and front door being open. Interior walls had holes from when they started work and they never finished, so that was counted against them. Significant hole inside the floor. The kitchen did have a good sag and soft areas due to that door being open for that long period of time and letting the weather get into there and water. Electrical outlets and switches were broken and had missing faceplates and stuff like that. We had exposed wirings above the water heater and missing faceplates. This is showing a picture of when you first walk into that living room area. This is a significant crack above the ceiling and holes in multiple different rooms. Stairways was not applicable. The structure did not have one. I will say that the electrical meter was still attached to the structure, but 10 plus years has been disconnected. The electric box faceplate was missing and exposed wirings and did have open circuits. The gas meter has been removed. Plumbing appears inoperable, but was not accounted against them for that was still in place. The structure did not have an accessory structure, so not applicable. The building exterior, when I did the checklist, the foundation was not counted against them. The porch was not counted against them. Handrails. The structure did not meet, was not a mobile home, so not applicable. Out of all, 5 out of 8 was found against this in violation, which met 63%. Interior of the structure, the stairways were not applicable. Structure still had his electric meter, so I did not count it against them. And plumbing fixture was still in place. 8 out of 10, which is 80%. Accessory structure was not applicable, but the owner has allowed the structure to become a nuisance, and conditions are unsafe. Altogether, 13 out of 18, which met 72%. As of today, this is what the structure looks like. Previous cases, other than the case that I have, has only been 2. Altogether, liens and as of today is 0, but tax that hasn't been paid is $1,019.68. Any questions?
Okay, I take it no one, can you tell whether anyone's living there now?
No one. I can't believe why homeless hasn't gotten into that structure, where people hasn't just broken there and took whatever they wanted. But nobody lives in that structure or hasn't lived there for years, and it's just open to the public.
Okay. I noticed in the, when you sent out the citation, it was received by the Poindexters? They did sign for it?
No.
It wasn't? Okay.
Everything was.
It wasn't returned, was it? Was it?
Yes.
I thought it.
That is. It's been everything is returned.
Oh, okay. It was returned and delivered.
So the address that I showed on the Google map view, I went by that address and it's boarded up just like this,
okay.
looking, but it's
Okay.
not going to
So-
be the unsafe structure.
Okay.
And so you've heard from no one about this problem?
No, sir.
Thank you.
Any other questions from board members?
How did you find out about the house?
We was just in the area driving around and noticed that the door was completely open, and wonder why.
Yeah.
I've seen all the different violations, so.
Maybe there was like a groundhog living there. Was there any other rodent, like droppings or anything?
It's at this point with it being open, it's no telling what type of animals are going in there.
Yeah.
At that point, I bet you it's numerous animals inside that structure at nighttime. But yeah, it's as we speak, it's still open.
Okay, any other questions from board members? Okay, all right, thank you, Mr. Watkins. Okay,
sir.
so we're going to close the hearing on this case, so the board can deliberate in open session. First, we need to determine whether violation was committed, and we will entertain a motion, or floor is open for discussion.
Mr. Chairman, I move that a violation has been, that the city's proved that a violation exists.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and properly second. Any questions on the motion? All in favor, let it know by the sign of aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Okay, so next we need to determine the penalty for this structure. Same thing, the fee is $350 minimum, $700 maximum, plus a $200 administrative fee. So the floor is open for discussion or entertain a motion.
Chairman, I'll move that we issue the $350 fine plus a $200 administration fee and have the city abate.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and properly second. Any questions on the motion?
Just to clarify, the cost of abatement gets added to as a lien to the property.
Say it again, I'm sorry.
Just to clarify, the cost of the abatement gets added as a lien to the property.
Yes, okay.
And can the city also secure the building between now and the time of the demolition?
Abatement.
I don't want anybody getting in there
Yeah.
causing a fire or something like that and having some of our firefighters get hurt between now and then.
I'll add
Okay.
that to the motion.
Add to your motion, okay. All right. Any other questions on the motion? Okay, all in favor, let me know by sign of aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Okay, thank you, everyone. Okay, we're going to our next case, which is Mr. West, Darnell West, case number CEGTW-25-10-018, Alinda S. Shaw and Carol Sean Shaw. Okay, sir, can I have you raise your right hand?
Sure can.
Okay, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? If so, say I do.
I do.
Okay, can you please state your full name, employer, and position for the record?
Yes, sir. My name is Darnell West. I work for Hopkinsville Fire Department as a code enforcement officer.
Okay, Mr. West, tell us about this next case before us.
Yes, sir. First of all, let's just take a moment to
Okay.
look at our beautiful code enforcement officers here. All right, so I bring you guys grass, trash, and weeds case on 534 South Woolridge Road.
Somebody here.
This case was actually a complaint that was given to our office. The neighbor was tired of this neighbor not mowing their grass. I thought I highlighted. Oh, I did. If you look toward the center of the map, you got the little yellow highlight right there. That is 534 South Woolridge Road. Once you turn off of Canton, up here at the top of the map there, and over to the right is the PVA information, when we are supposed to send all of our notices to. So, on the first inspection, this is what the property looked like, and as you can tell, this property is well over 8 inches, patchy, but still over 8 inches in areas. And if you look on the picture to your left, that is cut grass compared to the grass that we're looking at here. So the ordinance in the ordinance that backs me up would be chapter 9303, property standards, and everything that is highlighted in red. Improved property shall not have any grass, weeds, undergrowth, or saplings which exceed 8 inches in height, and I believe that property was well beyond that point. This property was also a repeat offender. They were sent their first notice of violation on July 9th of this year. That NOV went unanswered, which resulted in a citation and for the city to do the abatement. As we all know by now, NOVs are not mandatory. They are just a courtesy. So when we went back out there the next day, October the 16th, the property was still in violation, so a citation was issued and posted onto the property. And this is what the property looked like the day the citation was issued. Go down the timeline quickly. On October the 15th is when we got the complaint, and the same day we did the first inspection. Property was found to be in violation. Went back out there on the 16th. No work had been done at that time, so the property was given a citation, and that address was given to Public Works to do the abatement. Excuse me. On November the 11th,
we received a letter in the mail, which was their request for hearing. And I'm just going to let you guys see. The citation was issued on October the 16th. This letter, or request for hearing, was dated October the 22nd. So they were within their 7 days. However, the letter itself was not post-dated until November the 4th, which is 19 days after the fact. So I asked to be sure. My boss told me to go ahead and give them the hearing and let them be heard. However, it does not appear that they have been here. The 2 dates that you're seeing on the last part of the timeline were the 2 dates that I called the number that was left on the request for hearing. I also left text messages. Did not hear from anybody until last Thursday when I tried to reach out again, and Mrs. Shaw ended up contacting me back. I explained to her what was going on. She understood, but she did want to stick with the hearing, so we gave it to her. As stated earlier, there was two, this being the second, there's 2 cases on the property this year, and total liens as of right now is $461.68, depending on whether you guys find this property to be in violation or not. It could go up to $989.64. They also have not paid their taxes since last year, $364.09. As of today, the property has been mowed. Probably could use it again, but
Who mowed it, Darnell?
Public Works did mow the property. Any questions?
So is someone currently living there, do you know?
I have no idea.
You have no idea, okay. Okay, any questions from board members? Okay, all right, thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
We're gonna close the hearing on the case, so we can deliberate. First item we need to discuss is whether there was a violation in place, regarding this citation.
I'll make a motion that there was a violation.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second. Any questions on the motion? All in favor, let it know by sign of aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Okay, next, the penalty for this particular grass, trash, and weeds. A minimum fine of $200, maximum of $400, plus there's a $200 administrative fee. And the floor is open for discussion.
Mr. Chairman, I move
Any
that we
motion?
assess a penalty of $300 and plus the $200 administrative fee.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and properly second. Any questions on that motion? All in favor, let it know by sign of aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Okay, all right. Next on our agenda, unfinished business other than hearings, there's none. Item 8, new business other than hearings. 8A, we have some order to dismiss citations that, Mr. West, can you give us some insight on those 2 cases listed on the agenda, item 8A?
Agenda item 8A, first case to dismiss is the basic property maintenance case. James Jordan. I believe that one was sent to the wrong property owner. So we have to resend that notice and/or citation to the correct property owner that was listed. And then the grass, trash, and weeds case, Dallas E. Bronner, that property was sold as well, and we do not have the updated property owner information on that one. So it's basically need to dismiss for not having or sent the notices to the right property owners.
Okay, all right, thank you, sir. Okay, you've heard the testimony of Mr. West regarding these citation orders to dismiss. What's your pleasure?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we dismiss both of the cases under Section 8A.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and properly second. Any questions on the motion? All in favor, let it know by sign of aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Okay, and then next we have default final orders. Mr. West, since you're at the podium, can you please describe for us the procedures followed for each of the citations on the agenda regarding default final orders?
Yes, sir. So for each one of these cases, they were either found during proactive duty or a complaint was received. And after a first inspection was made, a notice of violation was sent for each non-repeat offender, allowing them 10 days to correct the violations or to contact us and ask us for more time. If neither was done after the 10 days were up, a citation was issued and brought before you guys tonight.
Okay, and were the procedures mandated by Chapter 33 of the Hopkinsville Code Ordinance followed in the cases tonight?
To the best of my knowledge.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we're looking at agenda items 8B through 8H as default final orders. The cases and the offenses and the related fines for those cases are listed on the agenda. Plus, there is a $100 administrative fee for these cases. So the floor is open, or will entertain a motion regarding these default final orders.
Chairman, I'll make a motion that we uphold the violations listed on the agenda under 8B through 8H, those default final orders, issuing the fines listed as well as the administrative fees.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and properly second. Any questions on the motion? All in favor, let it know by the sign of aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Okay, all right. Any announcements from board members or fire department staff?
Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Yes,
Okay.
Merry Christmas.
I was gonna say the same thing. Everybody, please be safe this Christmas season. Have a Merry Christmas. We'd like to see you all back next year in 2026. And if nothing further, we'll stand adjourned. Thank you.